Virat Kohli will be extremely happy with his decision to bat first after winning the toss. India getting to 358 runs for 9 wickets. You're watching Cricket Buzz Live. I'm Gaurav Kapoor. And there you go, Shikhar Dhawan and Rohit Sharma. A brilliant opening partnership. Shikhar getting 100, Rohit just missing out narrowly on what would have been his 23rd ODI century. Rishabh Pant with some fireworks towards the end, 36 of 24. And for the Aussie bowlers were really not much there for them. Pat Cummins doing a bit of a comeback and getting a 5-4, but really a small consolation. But of course, super exciting batting by the Indians. And you'd have to say the most exciting out of them all, Jasprit Bumrah with a strike rate of 600, gentlemen.
Yeah,
One ball, 6 runs.
He's going to walk back and say, "What's the fuss about this? Just go in there and hit the first ball for a 6." It does tell you a couple of things.
Yeah.
What a good position India is in when he
Yeah.
walks in, and what the wicket is like.
It's his first 6 in international cricket.
Is it?
Yeah, his first. You're like, okay, that means the wicket is that good for batting. It's even better than you're saying.
Yeah, it must. It is. I mean,
Yeah.
it's one of those wickets that batsmen love batting on. The ball's coming on nicely. The opposition had 1 or 2 pure fast bowlers, but the start wasn't great for the Australians. Shikhar Dhawan, who'd been struggling with form, gets 3 boundaries just off his legs to start off every over boundary. And I thought the Australians didn't start off well, and that allowed India to. And once you had that partnership, there was no looking back.
Yeah, Shikhar, when he was getting those on his leg, I have a very trained palate. I'm a connoisseur, gourmet, I love eating Michelin star meals. We call those, that's like an amuse-bouche or like a palate cleanser. Those were like palate cleansers, right? Just getting you ready for the main meal.
You had seen it before he started, isn't it?
Yeah, I'd seen it. Today I had been Nostradamus.
First you got to tell us how
today,
do you see
Today
this?
you've been very relaxed.
Yeah, I have been. So every Saturday night when you guys go out to party, I sit and polish my crystal ball.
Okay.
And that's not meant to mean anything else, but all us, future seers have a crystal ball. So I polish that and then I see the
I think
future.
you're putting too much pressure on yourself going forward.
Only on Sundays.
Yeah, only on Sundays. Most of the matches are played on Sundays, isn't it?
Because
they usually don't miss matches on Sundays.
Yeah, because through the rest of the week there's so much pollution and the crystal ball gets foggy. So only Sunday morning it's clear. So I got it right. 193 opening partnership. But on a serious note, really good, Ajay, because these two, we had shown some stats before that the opening partnership was not yielding the runs that India has gotten used to, and today that puts an end to all of that, and it's just great to see. This is service as usual for Rohit and Shikhar.
Look, if they can do this, there is not much left in that game left because it's only a 300 ball game.
Yeah.
You've got 11 players to bat. If the top 2 guys use up 186 balls and get the number of runs that they've got in 193 in today's case, what is left? For the rest of the batting, they got about 115-20 balls with 9 wickets in hand. You can go
swing for the fences,
do whatever you want. Even if you lose a couple of wickets in the middle or at any stage, you're never out of the game.
Yeah.
And so that is why everybody keeps harping on people who watch cricket and watched over the years. Start is important. What does that mean? This is what it means. You get to 350. Yes, the wicket is much easier than the last couple of wickets. But, if you got a 193 start even on a wicket which wasn't such a good wicket in Ranchi, Australia got that. See what happened there.
Yeah.
You clawed back your way so hard, but still you could hold them back at 313. The difference is 30-40 runs here. That's because of the wicket.
Because of the wicket. This surface... Zach, give your opinion on the surface to people who are thinking, 358, 313 was enough in Ranchi, 358 is more than enough in Mohali, but that's not the case.
Yeah, because conditions matter, isn't it?
Yeah.
And today's conditions are in favor of batsmen. So that's going to be very critical when Indian team is going out there to bowl. Yes, 350 plus scores always works you as that confidence of defending that, because you've done the hard yards. So even if the conditions are in favor of batsmen, you will have that confidence of winning the match. But you've seen in international cricket there've been high scoring matches.
Yeah.
And if the start is good, if the platform is set, and that's by platform I'm saying going in the last 10 or 15 overs, if Australian team has wickets in hand, and the required run rate is even if around 10 runs per over. I think on these kind of track you cannot relax, because then as a bowling team you start to feel that pressure. That is it one of those days where the conditions are so much in favor of batsmen that they can do it. They have the impact of Maxwell also at that stage in the innings.
Because India got 91 in the last
Yeah,
10,
so from the
possible.
Indians' point of view, I think it's very important that not to let this game go to that situation.
Yeah.
And that you can determine only in the first 15, 20 overs, say 25 overs. You got to have that grip on the game so firm that Australian batting is not even thinking of getting close to the total.
Yeah.
So that is going to be the key. If the way Finch and Khwaja have been batting in the last couple of ODIs, they've been giving them that start. If you have that start, then the platform is set. So you don't want to give them that kind of a platform. So I think of all the days, today it's going to be very crucial that fifth bowler, from India's point of view, that fifth bowler has not been put under pressure. And how the fifth bowler is not being put under pressure, more often than not, you've seen that if you've taken wickets up front, the job of the fifth bowler becomes easier.
Yeah, and today's fifth bowlers Vijay Shankar and Kedar Jadhav. I mean, it's two to fill up the fifth bowler things. The interesting stat is that India, whenever they've scored over 350, have always managed to defend it. So India's never lost. I think it's 20 plus matches, and India's never lost that. But the interesting stat also to see will be if Australia's ever got over 350. While we tell you that, let me tell you just a few days. Well, I think about a week, 10 days ago, there was an ODI in West Indies where England got to 400 and something, 413,
381, I think, close to 400.
413 and
Chris
then
Gayle scored 150 plus, right?
150 plus, and West Indies almost got there. Right? It was like one Adil Rashid over. So these days with one day cricket, if it's a batting wicket, Ajay, fair to say that you can't really rest easy by thinking, oh, it's 350 plus. Historically, we've always defended it, but that accounts for nothing when you go out to bowl the first ball.
Oh, of course. I mean, no matter what score you've got to, the opposition always has a chance.
Yeah.
But what happens with 350 plus scores is that unless they get a start like India, I'm saying you put Australia at, what is your crystal ball saying? We got to ask you.
I'm saying it's going to be a 100-run partnership.
100 runs. So 100 run would still keep India in the game. But if you get anywhere close to 180, say if you lose first wicket at 180, Australia loses, then they will be in the hunt. Like Zach said, if they get to a stage in the game where you're at the end of the game, they have a chance to get there with wickets in hand, and run rate is beyond their control, that should not be a problem. The problem that India needs to create for them is wicket up the order. Because even if they're going 8 and over and you have 4 down for 80 in 8 overs, you win this game.
Yeah.
But if there are no loss, you don't have to go far. Look at today's innings. When Rohit and Shikhar started, it was easy going. It wasn't that you saw 360 from over number 3. It was, Shikhar was actually, he got going much earlier. He got a few balls. Rohit was almost 8-10 off 30 odd balls.
Yeah,
so the solidity of the start on a wicket like this is more important. Whereas when we were playing in Ranchi, I said just the opposite, and people may be wondering. There the solidity is not that important, because even if you have the wickets in hand, at the end it is going to be impossible to get runs off consistently. So there you need to have a faster start and a quicker start. On a wicket like this, or when you're chasing such a big total, you actually need solidity. And I'm talking from Australia's point of view.
Yeah, so, it's simply to just round that up. The asking run rate you can always reduce, but the wickets fall, you can't reduce those. So that's why you keep those in hand is the key for Australia. And for India, it's pretty simple. The key is that Bumrah and Bhuvi have to get you a couple of wickets in the first 10.
Yeah.
Right, it's really simple math there, because it doesn't matter if you leak 5 or 6 runs and over, 6 runs and over even. If it's 60, even 70 for 2 at the end of 10 overs, it's advantage India more than advantage Australia.
And I hope that dew is not a factor.
Yeah.
In today's match, because we've seen little bit of reverse swing as well towards the end of the innings. So that should help Bumrah and Bhuvi in the back end of the innings. But if dew is a factor, then that reverse swing won't be on offer.
Yeah, then you got a problem. And then with your wrist spinners, if there's too much dew, you've got a problem there as well. Ooh, but Bumrah, of course, will be confident after his great batting innings.
Right? There's no doubt about it.
One ball, 6 runs. You've got to carry that confidence into the bowling effort. You have, for the Australian bowlers, a quick word before we round that up. For the Australian bowlers, obviously a day you want to forget. Zach, any time you've given over, and I know as a bowling unit, there have been days when you're playing on wickets like this. You know the surface is a batting surface, but how do you like just placate yourself after that? Because the runs given are a reality, whereas conditions, are an intangible, right? So how do you make yourself feel up in morale when you come back into the dressing room when it's such a batting advantageous wicket?
It was a tough day for the bowlers, and that bowling card also was suggesting no one was under 6 runs per over.
Yeah.
So it's one of those days. So as a bowler, you just got to be able to hit that erase button.
Yeah.
That's important. How to get the confidence out of this is what are the processes which you have done right. As I think that's the learning you can take it from these kind of matches, wherein if you face these kind of situations again, what should be your mindset? Like someone like Pat Cummins will be very happy with the fact that he stayed in the hunt.
Yeah.
He kept taking those wickets. So on these kind of surfaces, you are bound to get hit for runs. How you can reduce that damage and how you can reduce that number of boundaries and sixes.
Were they really wavered with their line and length?
Not really.
That much,
Not
right?
really.
Yeah.
Yeah, not really. I think it's a kind of surface where as a batsman you can trust the bounce, and that's what makes it hard for bowlers to counter.
Yeah, so what is India going to do then? I mean, because then that's a challenge, right? I mean, even if you're bowling right line and length, if the batsman can read the conditions well and sort of hang in there and not